some hours and some night work later, I figured I just update this here to High Sierra, and then I can hopefully boot that with Thunderbolt, because that should then bring the NVMe driver. In the meantime, our High Sierra is installed on this MacBook Air. Let's see if we can finally use that, because the previous Sierra without the non-High Sierra did not have NVMe support, so for this Mac or something, hopefully. Oh yeah, maybe generic. I think it had NVMe, but not for generic SSDs. Which was this? This was T5. T5 we probably still need. Yeah, why is this target disk mode over Thunderbolt? I said earlier already that this mini DisplayPort is slightly fragile here already with display. Sometimes the display connection is not error-free, and so this is really annoying now. And this cable is nearly new. I only used it once or twice, otherwise it was nicely stored. It's just the fun of this fragile connector nonsense. Properly, yeah, no, it sees it. Yeah, this port must be flunky. Shouldn't touch it so much here. No, it disappeared. This is exactly what and then people tell me on Twitter I just don't treat the port so nicely and is stupid and old cable. This cable is brand new. This port is nearly unused but crappy, and this ports are heavily used in work and no device connected. So how was I holding it? I think I was. This is also, I think, how it worked better with displays, pressing it a little bit. So with this cable pressing this a little bit up, this appears to work. So was a High Sierra installation untitled, maybe. Let's hope we don't touch the cable to successfully boot, and ideally, I would like to install Mojave. Let's see how that goes. Yep, that really works. Now we finally have this internal disk here, PCIe Express internal volume 250 gigabytes. So yay, finally success, only time wasting. If there would not be this artificial target disk mode installation limit, we would have longer have installed it. We could, for a quick speed test, probably. Did we format this already? The problem is if I film everything, then the YouTube videos usually become too long. So partition, what do we have here? This one, yeah, the other one is encrypted, so maybe it's really annoying, this untitled stuff. Let's quickly... Yes, I know it already. Thank you very much for welcoming me each time. And indeed, as expected, we get much higher numbers. I think this is way more than double. As far as I remember, that's of course awesome. Actually a pity that I actually also need to still use 10.9 for some reasons that wouldn't have NVMe driver for this Mac in combination. Maybe I can just move the NVMe driver from the new OS to the old OS, something like that. I really pity all this proprietary vendor login, closed source. Not to mention that Apple used this stupid SATA AHCI connected SSD to start with. Actually now we lose, for some reason now we lost a little bit of write speed. But okay, this SSD is older anyway. It was not even a Pro or something, so this is only my test stock. So brand new SSD will be even faster anyway. Actually that was temporary. No, it is up again, but SSDs have wear leveling and such. Maybe it's just sometimes wear leveling the stuff around. Also interesting, I still wonder why sometimes the App Store is loading the full version and sometimes only this small interim loader. I had huge problems with this already last year when I needed the full image for various reasons. Earlier on the MacBook Air it would only load the small installer thing, interim loader thing. And now running here externally, it is actually loading the whole image. Let me get the Thunderbolt Ethernet thing to get here, some 200 Mbit. That's why we love wired Ethernet and not this Wi-Fi nonsense. Again, need to be careful not to touch this Thunderbolt cable there too much. The awesomeness of external cable plug and play upgrades and extensions and such. Did we just broke our Thunderbolt maybe? So much to saving time. Saving time and then touching your stupid Thunderbolt cable too much. Here, external extension. Very awesome. Total fan. So that's what we wanted to see. Download 18 megabyte per second. So what is the ETA? 370, 80, 90, 400. Okay, in 6 gigabytes. So even that will be in. Does it not have any ETA? So with the Apple usability, they were to write here time remaining 10 minutes, but apparently usability is not a thing at Apple anymore. No, actually we have here already a gigabyte, 1.2, so maybe it's only some 10 minutes max. But this is of course really what also I criticize, not only peak bugs, but this usability. In my opinion, macOS in the meantime is full of this usability nightmare. You have seen the installation, can't install the target disk mode, can't do that, can't do this. Also, it downloads this interim installer thing on the MacBook Air and it downloads the full installer here. No way to choose this, and can't it even show here the time remaining. You know, we have computers and then we need to compute ourselves. How long is 6000 megabyte divided by 10 megabyte a second? What is it even by, anyway, 10, this is 80 mbit, right? So 600 seconds divided by 60, so yeah, that's 10 minutes. Why do we need to compute this ourselves? Can the computer not do that for us? So we have here, do we have here 400 mbit? Don't even remember what we currently have here. So that could be 50 megabyte per second. If we have 200, probably that would be 25. Need to check our contract. Don't even. Let's hopefully finally install macOS on the new SSD, which is this 32. It's really annoying when they're all named untitled. I cannot believe this has still a bug. Unbelievable. As I disk utility quit unexpectedly, and this is not the first time this shit happens on me. I had this already when I installed High Sierra on this Retina MacBook Pro with original SSD, nothing tinkered, everything original. And so how did this whole disk utility? First of all, I hate this new disk utility. The old one was much better, at least could do more things there, things were less irritated. So look at this. I click here partition, I click on plus, and it crashes. And some bug like this was already present a year ago in High Sierra, and then you wonder that I start to hate macOS and I say peak bugs to everyone, because this is ridiculous. At least when I installed 10.3 and 10.4 on this iBook 15 years ago, this partitioning stuff worked. The last time I wanted to partition something, I then booted my Linux SSD and partitioned. How do you want to partition this now if this shit crashes? By the way, where does it crash? It crashes in performance selector, add remove partition clicked from Sender and a segmented control. Yeah, no surprise there. And then crashed here in pthread kill. The board, here's some, so here's some assertion hit. Thank you very much. Or does it crash because this installer is open? It's also ridiculous that in the meantime, even for Apple, we need to do the release. No, it also crashes. Okay, anyway, fuck it, bloody shit. Then let's just install it here on this one. Let's hope we can later resize it. Yeah, continue anyway. I need the power sub. An internal error occurred via pre-flighting your volume for APFS conversion. I don't make this shit up. Not only that, I'm already pissed that I sit here for hours not being able to install the shit how I want to install it. This bloody fucking nonsense doesn't even bloody fucking work here at all. Peak bugs, really peak bugs. By the way, can we not maybe we partition this shit already ourselves for case sensitive APFS? Bloody nonsense. Operation successful, at least that worked. Oh wait. I hope I converted the right Apple file system space sharing. APFS volume share storage space within a container occupying a single partition. What? Hey, now adding a partition works. Unbelievable. It's also no, we don't see which is partition 1 and 2 in case we would care about this for Linux and other OSs. Probably this is the first one. Can we use here something just as a placeholder for Linux use and such? 100 gig for a try. Operation successful. Okay, wonderful. But we have view now. Untitled and view? Did we name it view or where's our installer? Or did we quit the installer? Alright, the installer exited because pre-flight conversion stuff, huh? And why I only use it for our app development and YouTube video and for all professional stuff Linux, otherwise even Windows. You have seen this totally crazy frequency scaling nonsense on mobile AMD Ryzen, among other stuff, and updates doing whenever Windows wants to do updates. Thanks but no thanks. So we're allowed to click restart. Let's see what peak bugs awaits us. Peak bugs or not to peak bugs, that is a question. Where's the restart? Have a restart? Oh, up there. Because dongles even for power. So I guess we are installing then. I wonder, does it still need, probably should have copied already everything right, but maybe I leave the Thunderbolt attached for the moment. Already nice temperature test though. Pity we don't have a temperature measurements there, or how much it's throttling. Something smells slightly burnt so, but that could be the MacBook Air actually. Maybe I should. Yeah, this thing is totally hot there without much power management in the EFI BIOS target disk mode thing. I think it shouldn't use it there though. Well, this graphic is at least somewhat cool. They could really have their I/O access animations as already blitzes Thunderbolt logo around there and this battery icon. Would have been a nice touch to have some I/O indicators. Actually, I just realized that I was using disk encryption, so probably our before numbers were quite CPU load biased for the encryption. Anyway, it's already awesome enough that we now have a third party regular Samsung higher performance, lower overhead NVMe SSD in there. This is original from Apple. So you can upgrade to bigger and faster drives for half of the money. As we should be able... I open the profiler and the calendar wants to use my location. No SATA Express anymore and NVMe. Here Samsung and trim. Trim supported, yes. Okay, so then everything should be fine, I guess. So let's see what we are getting. Okay, this is similar to what we saw already when we were running the previous version of macOS over Thunderbolt from the MacBook Air. So the problem is I usually have Firefold activated for full disk encryption. So, but when I activate this, it probably runs quite a bit. So 5 hours remaining, thank you very much. That's what I was thinking. 1 hour, oh, that 4 hours passed quickly. Oh, 10 minutes. That 45 minutes passed quickly. 5 minutes, no, that is pretty fast. Let's stop this advertising in the video. Never have seen 5 hours pass as fast as 5 minutes. At least something is fast, although not accurate. And it had an ETA, unlike the download. Somehow it is funny how this progress bar does not really reflect the time passed, but whatever. So some 10 minutes later, I/O access has stopped. This is now encryption finished. So let's run here one final run with encryption. That probably should be slower, or no, actually it's pretty similarly fast. Interestingly. So then we have the final verdict. The final numbers are in. As far as I remember, nearly twice as fast. Need to rewind the video. And by the way, new recent. This is really annoying. Show double animate. Show recent. No, recent are annoying. Go away. So, and what do we have here? But the CPU load is not extremely high. 50% there, kernel task. And we have seen already before that the write speed reduced with constant heavy load. I speculate where leveling, but again, this is already a older, smaller SSD, so if you use the latest ones, you will obviously get even better speed, because this is an older, last year or something. Yeah, EFO. In general, I read that they are not the most recommended for this unofficial Mac use due to some sector size or something. 4K versus 512 bytes or something. Is it written here somewhere? Whatever. This video with all the tinkering back and forth already got long. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something and inspire you to tinker and research and think yourself. And don't forget to share, like and subscribe. And I hope to see you soon for the next videos to come. By the way, should we see this also here? Yeah, written 400 megabytes, that is what we see there. I have the update frequency not as high. Yeah, 1.2 gigabyte. Of course, this write pattern does not exactly match this update frequency. Yes, 300 something. Alright, it was in this moment not reading, now it's reading 1 gigabyte. 900, whatever. Anyway, that's it for today. So some final update. I noticed the slowdown here of the write speeds are most likely heat related. I said earlier maybe wear leveling and such, but I'm pretty sure it's heat. I slightly tried it last night. As you can see, for quite a while it's pretty high in constants there. And most likely we will see a slowdown pretty soon. And then we will try cooling solutions. But you see, this is really also excessive writes there. It's not like it happens immediately. Takes quite a while to warm up, I guess. Yeah, now it starts. Yeah. And we will now take off the back plane here. Can I rotate? Oh, I can rotate the camera. So let's blow some fresh air. Here, as you can see, let's try to replicate this with a more sophisticated cooling solution. Let's try to place here this thermal pad from this mini ATX motherboard from the Ryzen build for a test. I think what gets most hot is the controller. So you want to definitely make sure that your controller is covered. Let's hope this makes contact with the case. Not sure if that will make contact. Let's see how long we can sustain here, more than a gigabyte a second. It starts to decrease a little bit. I just saw this needle tipping down there a little bit. But not as much as it did before. Before it went down to under 600, I think sometimes even 300. Yeah, it still... No, it indeed goes slightly more down. Yeah, maybe you need a thicker thermal pad then. No, we're still slowing more down. Anyway, you get the idea. If you put such a high performance SSD in there, you need to cool it. You need to cool it a little bit more. But that's it for today, and I hope you learned something. But actually, as you can see, it made some contact there, not the very best in the center, but at least somewhat. Actually, this pad also moved a little bit after applying, so actually this was not perfect, but yeah, so you for sure can improve the performance, especially as you are not putting such permanent load, but just some iMovie and Xcode compiling, and in between the runs it can cool down again anyway, so that should definitely help more than not.